killing the Stalkers off one by one, getting them for free. Or excuse me, Hydralisk. We're going to jump right into this game. I wasn't even prepared for that. Here we go. InCa at the top left, of course. July Zerg at the bottom right. These are our two components of this game. The proponents, the components, the players. The big proponents of StarCraft. Alright, so the map is Belshire Beach. It's the final map that July has chosen. A very good map for Zerg right now as far as stats go, and also as far as July Zerg's style goes. A really good map. Plays into his Mulist style in the late game, and also his Roach style can work really well on this map. So, a really good choice for July, I have to admit. Pretty clever picking this map. There aren't very many other maps that could have been picked. Like, for example, Tall Dream Ultra, that's a map I didn't mention earlier, is another map that would play into July's style as well. But InCa's a little bit unpredictable, and I think Belshire Beach is a pretty safe map for July. It feels like the Zerg is always the boss of how the map plays out on in these locations. Now InCa's going to come into the main base of July. Sees, oh, okay, for the third time in a row, you're going gas before pool. This is a map where, you know, like I said last time, he could Nexus first. Depends on how many probes he wants to try to squeeze out. I think that in all likelihood he's going to go for the Forge first, though. Does see the pool go down. Denied it a little bit with his probe. And the drones do go in the gas. We'll see if InCa decides to change up his build after seeing how things played out with the Zerglings last time. And knowing that July does not like to drone scout, of course, he can see that July is not drone scouting with this very probe. So he's like, okay, maybe I can make the Nexus, but no, he's going to make the Forge. Playing it safer. Does it in sight of the Overlord. So now July knows what's going on. Okay, you went Forge first. And I like the choice to go Forge before Nexus. It's possible to get the Nexus up first against this pool timing. It's not easy though, and more than likely you're going to have to pull a few probes to defend it. If your opponent does something crazy like make 6 Zerglings instead of 4, you can lose the game over that, so... It's July Zerg, play it safe even though you've got the scouting. InCa going to try to buy some time for those Zerglings again with his probe here. July has to deal with that probe before he can make his hatchery. Really nice wall off by InCa. You do need 2 pylons to make this wall, but as you guys can notice, there's a perfect spot there for a second gateway you can use if need be when the Zerglings get there or the cannon is done. And ooh, nice block on the hatchery, and see July did not deal with this probe, but oh, InCa botches it. He makes a second gateway here as his cannon is not complete. He could do this again if he goes Nexus first, but it's very difficult. It's much more difficult than this, and if 6 Zerglings come, you just lose. This is actually a tough spot. This may go down here. And he doesn't even cancel that. The Zerglings get inside. Oh, InCa. He's actually going to be able to skirt right behind that cannon, and 4 Zerglings for July. They've already forced some cancel damage. Done the canceling of the second gateway, and also he didn't cancel the first one, so InCa in the hole now. Even trying to cannon over here, he had to cancel that pylon. And a few probes going down, things going really badly here at the start for InCa. July trying to decide what he wants to do with those Zerglings. Probably going to try to pick off a probe or 2, and if the probes come off, he's just going to run away, attack the Nexus. He's going to avoid the Zealot. As you can see, Zergling speed is done here, and this is the worst part. If Zergling speed is done, it's going to be almost impossible for InCa to deal with this. The Zealot never going to catch up. The Zerglings have to be careful, though, of that cannon. Nice control by July Zerg. It's July Zerg after all. Remember, during this, July is taking a fast third base, as you guys can see on the minimap. Droning up quite heavily. Not mining any gas, just totally took the drones off gas to get those extra minerals out. And it looks like he may end up losing a few Zerglings. He's already lost 1. Damaging these probes pretty heavily, though. Which means later on, of course, when Mulists come in, or if he does another Zergling run by, they're going to be easier to kill. Forcing probes off the line as well does really take away some of that mining time. July looking great in this game so far. Getting out, losing some more mining time by InCa. May lose another probe, not quite. July Zerg just too good with that micro. And the Zerglings still remain alive. May get another probe. Hard to say if he got that one or not. Quite see it. But InCa definitely on the back foot now, as July has a third hatchery up. Final Zergling tries to hide. May buy some time for the Overlord to escape. Looks like the Overlord is going to save. Things just going all sorts of wrong for InCa right now. The worker count 38 to 30 in July's favor. He's been droning up like a madman. And we all know what Doa likes to refer to as the July 2nd will happen soon. It's going to be the time where he's going to hit about 60 to 68 drones off of 3 bases. He's going to have a Roach Warren. He's just going to rally roaches out and attack InCa until he dies. There's the Roach Warren. Getting an evolution chamber as well, not only for safety, but also for that fast +1 for the roaches. This pressure that's coming out for InCa, I do like. He's going to scout this 3rd base, maybe be able to kill a drone. He's just going to scare July, though. July's not going to be able to drone up as heavily as he wants to right now. He's going to have to make some Zerglings. As you guys can see, 12 Zerglings in production right now. A few of them popping out. Got to be careful with those units. He's going to lose the Stalker and the Zealot no matter what, but he's going to trade okay here. Speeding up these Zerglings, positioning his Zealot pretty well. And the last Stalker will eventually fall here. Not taking out very much. Lair and Roach Warren finishing up for July. Meanwhile, second gateway goes down for InCa at the front. His Twilight Council is almost done. So he's been doing a very similar build the way he did last time. Look at that, 10 drones about to pop, +1 on the way for those roaches. And as soon as that Lair finishes, he's going to start roach speed. And then the roach production will begin. Only a sentry here to defend. No reaction by InCa. Just barely force fields things off there. That could have been a disaster. Especially considering he wants to make his Dark Shrine at this timing. Now remember, Lair is already done for July. He's got an Evolution Chamber up, as well as even making a Spore now just to be safe. He knows he's up against InCa. InCa is known for his Dark Templar play. Infestation Pit goes up quickly for July, though, rather than just going for super hyper roach aggression. He's got 10 more drones in production as well. InCa, meanwhile, 7 gateways in production. His Dark Templar harassment is not going to be very effective as there is so much protection out for July now. He's got the ability to make overseers. And when that Infestor count starts to get up, he's going to have a few Infestors, which you can also use to reveal the Dark Templar. Charge being researched by InCa. This is interesting. This is unique. +2 weapons is on the way. Remember, with +1, the Zealots are going to cut through those unupgraded Zerglings very quickly. With +2, they're going to run through even faster. Charge is going to be pretty useful, but against Roaches and Infestors, it's not going to be the best thing. It's not going to be what InCa wants. He's not going to want to have Charge Zealots against Roaches that are going to be upgraded. Roach speed almost done. +1 for the Roaches almost done as well. Pathogen Glands on the way for those Infestors. And Burrow even going to be out there for the Roaches with no Robotics Facility out for InCa. This is looking pretty problematic. He's going to warp in 4 Dark Templar. That's a huge commitment. Now, if July doesn't notice these, if he can target down the Spore Crawler, for example, then he may be able to do this on those. Now, July, oh, InCa shows the DT first. I think that was a huge mistake. Now, the Spore Crawler here is very open to being targeted down, but remember, he's got the ability to make Overseers. One Overseer starts, and he doesn't even get the Spore. Loses a DT. Things going just every kind of wrong for InCa right now. Look at his minerals banking up to 900. He's going to warp in as many Zealots as he can afford here pretty soon, making another Dark Templar so that he can make 2 Archons with this push. This +2 is almost done. And we're going to see those Archons morph in here pretty soon. July taking a 4th base. Now he knows what's going on. He's like, well, I guess you just committed a lot to Dark Templar. Didn't do anything with them. And you're not going to have very many units. You're going to be very Stalker light, or you're going to be Zealot heavy. And Zealots can be good against Infestors if they can connect with them, but with good Infestor control and a good Infestor count, which July's about to have 5 of them with the upgrade, he's going to be totally fine. The Dark Templar actually going to come into this mix not as Archons, but as Dark Templar. This forward pylon may have to be cancelled. Charge Zealots running in here. The Roaches have to retreat temporarily here, but he's going to target down the pylon. InCa cancels, but that slows down his push so significantly. There are actually 8 Dark Templar out right now. Remember, Dark Templar do a lot of DPS to biological units. But there's, you know, so many Roaches out. They're so heavily armored, they're going to take them out very soon. Look at that, though. 5 Archons on the production tab, so he is going to use those for Archons. I was actually about to call him a crazy person if he was just going to use those Dark Templar as part of his army. Especially with how bunched up that army was going to get. Now these Infestors are going to do their best here, but now the Zealots are immobilized. The Roaches can just do so much damage, but the Archon's doing a lot to the Infestors. A good second fungal, though, on the Zealots, and July already 60 supply ahead here, crushes this army. The Archons being targeted down. July only has +1, but the Archons, there's just too few of them. He's got the armor on these Roaches. The Zealots are never what you want to have against Roaches, and InCa totally outclassed in this game. July outplaying him in every way, from being safe to putting on the aggression at the right time. Just going to continue this aggression. He's going to trade here, unpower some gateways. He's actually just going to run in with his Roaches. There's too many for July to deal with, especially with these infested Terrans being dropped. The DPS is going to be out of this world. Infested Terrans going for the cannon. Now the Stalker's trying to retreat. The Roaches are upon them, though. July with now triple the supply of InCa. And I feel maybe this strategy for InCa was not the best one. Dark Templar are taking out those Roaches very quickly, but there's so many more coming in here. There's going to be an Overseer to join them very soon. Even if an Overseer doesn't come, which it is coming now, it's not going to matter. The Roaches are just going to do too much damage too quickly. Another Dark Templar going to harass, but the Spore Caller remains alive. Nice targeting here on the Spore, but he doesn't quite get it. Ha! Dark Templar dies, as does the Spore. Look at that. That looks disgusting. GG. Those Roaches, something from InCa's nightmare here in Game 3. So July is our first winner in the Group B King of Kongs. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. Maybe go get another drink. Don't go to the convenience store. It's a little bit too far. It's not going to be that long of a break. Maybe like 45 seconds to a minute and a half to 2 minutes or so. Check out this Code S group. Go follow me on Twitter at ProxyWolf. Go get a soda out of the refrigerator. You know, get your friend who owes you a soda to go buy you one at the convenience store or something like that. But we'll be right back.